here at North Middle School. We've been invited by the school to come and do the weekly press conference here, and we have a series of announcements about a variety of issues involving the police department and safety issues in our community. So I want to begin with the Chief Martin, Chief Kevin Martin, who will introduce the school safety officer here at North Middle School, Matt Taylor.
Well, first of all, I want to just say I especially appreciate the opportunity to be here at North today, because for all of you young people sitting here, I used to go to school here myself. I won't tell you how long ago. I'll just say it's been a long time, but I used to be a student right here at North. And so it's especially good for me to be able to come back here. This is just an incredible opportunity for me. And I understand that each of you have worked very hard on coming up with a very cool thing, a poem, a rap song that I'm very eager to hear about. But Officer Matt Taylor, who is the school resource officer for North Middle School, would you please come on up? For the sake of the media, I believe you're going to explain a little bit more about what this was all about and what brings us here today. But again, I just want to say thank you so much to each one of you for all the hard work that you've done, and you are our future. You are the future of this community, and when I hear about how good each of you are doing right here in school, it lets me know that our future is very bright. So right now, I would just want to applaud each of you. So if everyone would give these young people a round of applause. Thank you very much, Matt.
Hello, my name is Matt Taylor. I'm the school resource officer here at North Middle School. Since coming to North this year, I've worked hard at building a positive relationship with the students and law enforcement. One example is I started a Cops and Role Models program, which each student that distinguishes himself as a role model gets the opportunity to play a game of kickball with myself and other Lima police officers. The latest program I've started has been the police raps and poems for pizza. Every class was invited to create a rap or a poem, and the winner would receive a pizza party. They also have the opportunity to perform it in front of you guys today. So I'd like to show what the winners have for you, and this is Mrs. Kreit's class.
The police turn back, they got your back, have your back. And criminals no slack when you're on the attack. It's easier in our school to leave and set the rules. Never be mean, cause we want to stay on green. The police don't like any horseplay, not tomorrow or today. When your friends try to act cool, tell them, dude, no way! Always respect the cops, since they pull out all the stops. They keep our city safe and clean. The bad guys who are cruel and mean.
Very good, guys.
Well, that was a terrific poem, and the fact that you added it to music was even better. So we really appreciate your talents. We appreciate the fact that you're focused on continuing to foster a great relationship with Officer Taylor. So thank you very much. Very good. We also this morning have Eric Mericle here, COP officer up here in the north end, and he has some information on bicycle safety.
With warmer weather coming, we're going to see more people out on the bicycles, including officers going through the neighborhood riding. It's always a fun thing to get out on the bike. A lot of times more people approach you when you're out on the bike and talk to you a little bit more. Some things to remember is, one, always riding the street as close to the curb as possible. Make sure you're on the right side of the roadway, the same as the vehicles. Always use hand signals before turning and stopping. Always obey traffic, the stoplights, stop signs, things of that nature. Ride in a straight line. We don't want to see anybody weaving in and out of traffic. Always make eye contact with drivers before turning. You want to make sure they see you and know what you're going to do. Always watch carefully for the cars so you know what their intentions are. Always wear a helmet. Head injuries account for 75% of bicycle-related deaths and permanent disabling injuries. Always keep at least one hand on your handlebars. Only one person is allowed to ride on a bike at a time if it's made for one person. There has to be more than one seat if there's, for more than one person to ride. You cannot pull anything on your bicycle. Also, you can't attach your bicycle to a vehicle and have them pull you. Make sure if you're going to ride at night, you have a white light on the front and also a red light on the back. Your bicycle also needs to have adequate brakes. All bicycles have to be equipped with a bell or other device capable of giving a signal that can be heard from at least 100 feet away, but no sirens or whistles. And last, you cannot lay a bicycle down on the sidewalk or in the street. It has to be upright so it won't interfere with pedestrians or vehicular traffic. So just things to remember when you're out having fun.
I didn't know I had to have a, what was that, a whistle?
No,
No no sirens or whistles, but you have to have a bell or a horn. I don't think I've got a bell or a horn on my bike, so. And one of the important partnerships the city has is with the Optimist Club. Each year together we sponsor the Safety City. Officer Matt Douglas is here with some information about Safety City and schedule coming up.
Morning, everyone. First off, the field trips at Safety City are going to be starting in the first full week of April, and the field trips are open to all the city schools come. They bring their kindergarten classes, and actually there is about a 3 or 4 county-wide radius where schools from outside of Allen County. We have schools as far as Grover Hill come for our field trips. So last year I think we had 1,700 kids that came out and visited during the field trips in April and May. Then after the field trips are over in May, we have our summer program for the Safety City summer program. And one of the nice things this year is that we're going to have our new Survive Alive house, the smokehouse, is going to be finished. It should be finished within the next several weeks. And it's going to be an interactive house where in the summertime we'll actually be teaching, besides the fire safety, we'll be teaching severe weather, tornado type training. And we were fortunate enough to have Berry Electronics donated about just under $10,000 worth of audio and sound equipment. So it's a very interesting, it's going to be a very fun time this year because of the interaction the kids will be able to have. And is what Officer Mericle said, we also teach the bike safety during the spring field trips and the summer program. And we also teach exactly what he said about riding with your helmet on, riding on the same side of the road, following all the traffic laws. And that's just one of the many topics that we teach out there at Safety City as well. So just really excited about the smokehouse and being able to have the new smoke machine and all the effects that Berry Electronics has installed in the smokehouse. So, and I believe that's all I have.
And registration for Safety City?
Registration, we're actually going to go with an online registration this year. This week is when I'm going to be getting out the flyers to all the schools. So you'll be able to log on to either the Lima Police Department's website and register, or the Safety City's Facebook page, or the Lima Police Department's Facebook page. And the registrations are going to start April 4th. So it'll be April 4th that whole week and then the following week. So there's going to be, the class size will be limited to, for the summer program, will be limited to 30 per class. So we have a morning and an afternoon class. So last year we had approximately 375 kids attend the summer program. So
Yeah, the schools will get that by the end of this week or the beginning of next week. So they'll have the flyers to hand out to the students with all the information needed for signups. All right, thank you.
Lastly, I'd like to invite Chief back up and Superintendent Jill Ackerman for some comments on the school safety, school resource officers, how those are, how the program's managed and what its results have been thus far.
Well, first of all, I am just going to say, because I know that Ms. Ackerman would not say this, she will not toot her own horn, but she actually is the one that came up with the idea of how we might be able to get officers into schools. She had asked for a meeting with me, and in that meeting, she had discussed her desire to get officers in the school that could do a few different things. Certainly, first and foremost, she wanted to be able to provide a safer, more secure environment for the children in the school. We do not want any tragedy here like has been seen in places like Newtown, Connecticut, or elsewhere. But then in addition to that, she wanted someone that could act as a mentor or positive role model for the children. And also, as I saw it, there would be a tremendous benefit for helping to better accomplish one of our biggest goals, which is relationship building within the community. And so after her bringing this idea to me, and we discussed how we could do it by the school actually employing the personnel, but them having an auxiliary police commission through the Lima Police Department, which I will let you know, an auxiliary police officer, though it has that word auxiliary in front of its title, has all of the same authority and police powers as anyone else who wears a badge in the state of Ohio, or as any other police officer for the Lima Police Department. They have the same jurisdiction, the same level of authority as any other police officer in the Lima Police Department. But so after working out the logistics on that, we also came to an agreement in terms of how they would be supervised and how they would be managed. And it gives a tremendous opportunity for us to be able to have an impact into the lives of young people that goes well beyond that of simply kids get to see us out there driving around in the cars. Or even worse, if they get stopped for jaywalking or something negative and having that negative contact with police officers, it gives them a chance to have, on a daily basis, positive impact in the lives of young people. And Mayor, I will warn you that if middle school children ever get the right to vote, you're going to see a lot of write-in ballots with Officer Taylor's name in there. So just something to be watching for. So. But with that, Ms. Ackerman?
I don't have anything left to say. No, I'm just kidding. So really the goal is, when I started teaching a long time ago, we didn't even lock our doors. And then when I came to this building as an assistant principal, we were locking them with coat hangers because we didn't even have the capability of providing a secure environment. And I think that when 9/11 happened that day, we came to the realization that things can happen and probably would happen if we did not become a more secure environment for our kids. And it took a while for people to understand why, when they parked in the back parking lot, they'd have to go around the building to get in. But I think that people have grown to appreciate the fact that we work very hard in the Lima City Schools to provide a safe and secure environment for our children. So a natural next step at this point was to be able to employ resource officers, first and foremost, to keep our kids safe inside the building from everything that is outside of the building. And secondly, we felt a great responsibility to this community to be an extension of the community policing. When that first started was about the time that when it was coming back, was about the time we started having a conversation that we are a partner for this community too, and that having resource officers is really an extension of community policing. And so now that we have had an opportunity to have wonderful resource officers like Matt Taylor doing great things, now we can start to generate some ideas for even bigger things that we can do for partnerships for the community. There has been nothing but a positive response from the parents and the community about having them here. And even yesterday, after the wake of everything that happened the night before in the community with the shooting, when the community oriented police officers were at the high school, the parents were commenting that they were happy to see them there just to provide a safe and secure environment and to assure kids that when you are at school, you are safe. And we have a great relationship with the police department, so we're able to provide a safe environment when they leave that school and head down Pine Street to go home as well. So it's been nothing but good, and we look forward to a long-term commitment with this, and we appreciate the support of our public as well in our continued partnership with the Lima Police Department.
Thank you. It's, every building now has a school resource officer.
That's not true.
That's not true.
No.
Okay.
So we have 9 buildings, and our goal is to have 9 resource officers. And we haven't been able to achieve that yet. So right now, we have a full-time officer at North, and we have a full-time officer at West. Nate, who really is a Lima Police Department officer, but is our original resource officer. We say he's assigned to the high school. We have Amanda Lugers, who shares freedom and liberty. And then we also, on our own, kind of cover South and Unity. So we're still short 3 positions, although we have, well, 2, because we have people in training right now. So we'll have 8 when we're done. And so we still need to, we're gonna need to finish doing that. So if you know anybody out there, retired or just interested, it's been really good having younger guys too, because I think they relate really well to the kids, except you cannot take them from us. So, you know, sometimes I think it's a good training ground, but that's okay, because it'll be a natural good step for the community with that as well. So we continue to try to get the entire force together, but creatively cover things from within in the interim with that.
So the goal is to have a person in every building,
The goal would be to have a full-time person in every building.
and I can tell you that the police department steals from the parks department too.
Go there first.
Yeah, they steal park rangers all the time. And, I mean, talent is talent, right? You want good people in all these positions, and you want people who in fact can really be passionate about what they're doing. And I think that's clearly the case with our focus on COP, the school resource officers, all of that. It's all coming together in a really creative and effective way. So thank you. Appreciate all of that. And we appreciate being invited here today, Ms. Stewart, and the opportunity to showcase the result of the poetry competition here at North Middle School. So thank you. We'll break down for interviews.